nigga Bongo hooked it up. Oh my god, dip my rim today so they can ride out to the honeycomb hide.
Ooh, don't want to catch no charges.
Oh, is we live?
We are live now.
All right, you got to turn the speaker down in the room here.
See ya.
All right.
Bang. What's up? What's up?
Oh man, that'd be parental guidance from the start.
Control myself.
All right,
let's
here we
get
go.
this
Let's
shit.
go, man.
We ain't done this shit in
It's
a
been
month.
what, 3 weeks? Here we go.
Too long. Record. And
All right.
let's get it.
On the ride.
Whoa.
All right, yeah, so we got a timer on this one. All right, 45 minutes from now. Cool. I'm really excited. You put the mobster stuff in there, right?
I gotta get a beer.
The mobster stuff. All right. What's up and welcome to Around with the Boys podcast. On this show, we talk about life, sports, business, and all the cool shit in between. I'm your host, James Rackley, and along with me as always is my co-host.
Oh, it feels good to be back. It's Johnny Dunleavy.
Damn, he threw me for a loop. Mr. Johnny Dunleavy. But god dang it, we're back better than ever and ready to crack a brew with you rounders out there.
I threw you off.
You
I knew
did.
it.
Damn,
You're going to be rusty anyway. I didn't want you, whatever. Might as well just throw
You know, that's that old saying, you don't like put your toe in the water, you dive in, you know, that kind of deal.
Welcome back to Round with the Boys. This is episode 115. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I started making the outline at work today. I forgot what episode number we were on.
Did you?
I did.
Is that the correct number?
It is 115. Yes, we're back.
All right,
I
cool.
double checked. Like, follow, subscribe, watch us live, YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitch.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is it too loud?
You remember the telephone number?
Yeah, 910-726-3900. Baby, don't even question me.
910-726-3900. You can call in live. You can leave a voicemail. Whatever you want to do, be a part of the show.
Speaking of, we are going to call someone today. I need to text him right now and tell him that. But yeah, we are back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
Things, listen, life is life, right?
It is.
A lot to catch up on.
Yeah, we're going to get back in the groove, though.
We have some funny stories. Got to talk about the Knoxville Zoo. Hilarious. We went and played golf in the middle of nowhere at a place called Bear Trail.
Yep.
Talk about that. The worst marketing campaign you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And then some sports. NCAA.
Well, we're also going to talk a little bit of psychology on. Dude, the Mafia is just interesting, and we're going to talk about it.
The Mafia, yes.
We're going to talk about it.
Mafia. We are going to talk about it. Jimmy, how the hell you been, dude?
Man, I've been good, just working, man. I'm excited to be here right now. We've had a little bit of, hiatus in terms of episode rollout, but we're going to get back to it, and, we're in a little bit better positions now, so hopefully we can get stuff going and make this summer one to remember. How about yourself? How you doing?
Dude, man, I'm great. The weather is here. The sun goes late now. It's great. I took advantage of it last night with my boy Teddy.
Got to.
Who watches the YouTube versions of the shows.
Okay, he's a tuber.
Yeah, shout out to Ted. He rode his bike down here. He lives in the back. And, dude, it was great. The water filled up in the ponds. I caught 2. He caught 1. Let it be known.
Damn, Teddy, don't let him. All right,
Hey,
dude.
listen. There's a little section where it gets real shallow. It's like a little channel because,
Yeah.
the pond is cut off.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, I'm like, listen, I've caught 2 monsters in here. I told you guys about this and everything. I've caught 2 monsters.
Listen, when he means monsters, he wears a size 11 shoe. It was 2
It was
11s
twice as big.
right
Dude,
there and there.
8-pound bass. 8-pound bass in retention ponds.
Which, by the way, I told my boss that because he has a bass that his grandpa caught back in the day, which is cool. Not taking that away from him on his wall. I was like, man, dang. And then he was like, kind of saying, I think he was messing with me or something. I was like, hey, man, I could put you on a retention pond, get you one that size right.
I got the video to prove it. You feel me? Yeah, I got both of them on the Instagram. Check it out. But yeah, it's sick. So anyway, I'm telling him about it. And as we're standing there, I had just hooked up with the second. We were tied 1-1. I hooked up with the second one. Pulled it in. I took a photo of it. I threw it back. and we're bullshitting. He's throwing in a little section, and then we hear all this splashing. Like, what the hell? Turn around. There is a behemoth. I'm talking Wilbur the pig.
Oh, damn.
Is salmon flapping through the skinny part of the channel into the little square part. And he said, look at that. And it gets through and pushes a wake, and it was like a 27-inch redfish. That's what it looked like.
Damn.
In that little part of the pond, he goes, oh, my God, you weren't lying. I said, I told you. I told you. He throws, hooks up like 3 casts later, and his drag starts screaming. This bass comes to the water, opens its mouth right as he breaks water, opens his mouth, spits the hook. But that mouth, dude, I tell you what, son, I'd be 10 out of 10 throwing a softball in that mouth. That's how big it was.
I got a game tonight, by the way.
Yeah, you did have a game tonight.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, so look, that's a fact. If you want to catch a big bass,
he texted me this morning.
Hit your local retention pond.
This is last night. He texted me this morning. He goes, I was laying in bed for 30 minutes thinking about how I should have waited 2 more seconds to set the hook. And I said, I know. And he goes, those worms, because I gave him one of the worms I was using. Yeah. As soon as I got there, second cast, I hooked up. He's like, you motherfucker. Yeah. So he goes, I ordered 10 packs of the hook. He did, too.
I believe it.
Yeah, we got to get after him. This is like the next month and a half is prime. If you're in the Southeast, dude, prime.
Yeah,
prime.
You know why? You know why? Because the no-see-ums came out, I think, officially yesterday.
Yeah,
because I was outside, and I got hammered by them, dude.
Dude, I wore the long compression things. I had a long sleeve, like fishing shirt, like with bug spray.
Now they come through.
I don't play that game.
Yeah, but they come through, dude.
Because the week prior, I went out there, and I caught one. And he swallowed the shit out of it. I mean, swallowed the shit. I was like, God, to the point where like I had to get the pliers out. I had to put them back in the water, bring them back to life. I got them out, and as I'm sitting there, making sure I don't kill this, which I did not. The bass survived, released, but in those few minutes, I got eaten alive.
Yeah,
and I was over it.
Because you got to be still, and
it was dude. It was second fish in 5 minutes. Didn't care.
And why? And why do they always? Especially, I'll never forget. Like in baseball, especially, they always come for your eye, like, just to get right in there. And it's like, so what's the deal?
Liquid.
Is that it?
Gotta be.
We're talking about a minimal amount of liquid. You're at a retention
and
pond.
a maximum amount of 4 or 5 of them at the same time.
I'm just saying,
crazy.
It just makes no sense. But anyway, glad you're doing good. We're doing good.
It was fun.
So let's get in these topics, man.
Yo, bro. So I saw this thing I gotta tell everybody about. So I sent it to James last week. I was like, we have to talk about this. There is a zoo in Knoxville, Tennessee, that is under a lot of scrutiny for advertising.
Y'all might have heard about it.
Advertising that they have a lion at this zoo. This lion, now if you're not watching live, or if you're listening, go on YouTube and scroll fast forward to this part. I'm gonna show it. This lion is not a lion, it is a pit bull.
Step right up, folks. See the mighty, mighty lion.
Look at this. It is a full-fledged pit bull. Now, there are multiple photos, which I do have, but this is the best one. And this is an average. You have to pay to go to that zoo.
You damn right you do.
Yeah, so I sent this to my boy, Will Harrell, right? And he goes, what is that, Totem Inn?
Yeah, dude.
Which is a zoo here in Wilmington.
Well, it used to be.
We do not condone.
It's
not Trade Gembo, which I also don't condone.
Yeah.
I just don't condone little tiny zoos like that.
Nah, man.
If it's a zoo, it better be a monster.
It needs to be, as they say, a proper zoo. So, like.
Yeah.
But, like, you got to look at a lion, man. Like, they're used to.
How funny is this?
Dude, listen.
There is a main wig on this lion. Or on this pit bull. It's a wig.
Dude. I mean, you know it's, like, barking and shit out there. Like, it's not just going to be Larry the Lion, growling. Unless they had, like voice-recorded side effects or something.
Look at
Hey,
look at the dong on this thing.
I'll give it to him though, man. He's doing it big though.
It's so funny though.
I mean, if for Halloween, I think he'd win, right? I think so.
Here, I'll show the people what.
I think they got it, man.
I just switched the picture.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's
so funny, man.
That's just out of control. And do we know the price of admission?
No, I didn't get into it that much. It was just a tweet that like kind of ran with a couple different accounts that I think are hilarious. And I was like, I have to fact and like, yeah, it's for real. There's like a lot of counters about it as well.
Dude, and speaking of that, man, I mean,
And also, if you are one of the ones that went to that and believe that was a lion,
there's no way a grown person
shame
thought that
on
was a
you.
lion.
You never know, dude.
A 4 or 5 year old kid.
Listen, people are terrified of animals. Doesn't matter.
I wouldn't think somebody who's terrified of animals would go to a zoo.
I guess that would make sense.
You know what I mean? What did that get you?
I'm an idiot.
Well, I'm just, that's my point.
Damn. Anyways, speaking
But
of,
they might in our
listen,
society now.
No. Speaking of animals, though, in real life, we played bear trail golf.
Yeah, we did, man. We
in
found
Jacksonville.
a place close to home where there's no cell phone service.
Yeah. For Captain Denny's birthday, it was Captain Denny's birthday. Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Denny!
yeah.
And for his birthday, we left work. He convinced Trey and I to leave work. The four of us went and drove an hour out towards Jacksonville and played at Bear Trail.
Yeah.
The woman inside running the show.
Dude, you would have thought she was running like the busiest airport in America.
So
That's what you would have thought.
But also quick on her toes.
No, she
Frazzled, but still there.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Here's a good. If you've been to Vegas, she would be like a blackjack dealer.
Oh yes, that's a perfect.
That's
yes.
it. I mean, just
where it's like, wow,
pop,
she's
pop.
kind of out there, but wait, she's still on her shit.
Like she's being nice, but she's being serious, and all at the same time, and she's throwing jokes. And
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie. I started because I was a little fucked up. I started perspiring. I was like, does this lady hate me right now?
Perspiring.
You know what I mean? Like that's my anxious tick.
Sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny part was before we started, there was two dudes in front of us who got range balls, and the dude, I don't know if he had some beers or whatever, but his damn bucket just like tips over and he spills 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
He's like, "Damn, spilled my balls." And this woman, without missing a beat, says, "Bet your wife's got him." I was
Boom.
like, "Damn!"
And then just kept typing and doing shit. Like,
Exactly.
didn't even acknowledge it. Just let it sit out there.
We all looked at each other. I was like, "Oh."
And
shit.
sure as shit, I looked at his hand immediately. I was like, I wonder if he is married. He was. And I bet his wife would have high-fived that lady. Just like.
He laughed. He chuckled. He's like, "Yeah, that's right." He kind of looked at me. I was like, "Nah, I get it."
Yeah, man.
I
Going
get it.
outside, dude.
I get it.
She got your
You're the one that got played, though, so see you later.
Damn. And then it was our turn to pay, and I was like, damn.
Fun course, though.
Try not to say anything wrong. No, it was great, dude, except it was, so we
No. Stop though. We got there and it was 70 degrees.
No, it was like 76, 77.
76. By the third hole, it was 50
Easy.
and raining.
And windy.
That quick.
Sustained winds of 25 miles an hour.
I mean, I was just loving it. I'm driving out there, I'm like, God damn, hell yeah, I'm about to have a day. And all that turned very south. Also, I couldn't hit the driver worth of shit.
No, but dude.
I was good on the par threes. They had 3 par. We only played the back 9. That's where they started us.
Yeah.
And we got a rain check for the other 9. But they had 3 par threes on the back 9.
Yeah. No, it was cool.
I stuck the green on all 3 of them.
Yeah, you did.
I was the only one.
Look up
That's
this
one.
guy.
Hey, I also had the highest score out of everybody. So.
I'm not even gonna look. Here's the deal. It was fun. It was a cool course. I just like, and this is this just shows you. So we have all this technology in the world, right? Just out the ass technology, especially America. We're on a heavily trafficked road. We take a left off that road that goes from here to Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune, for those of you in the military. So we're on this 10 minutes, and then no signal. You're back to 1992. Just like that. I mean, how crazy is that? In terms of perspective, like, and I thought I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind that you can get in the Stone Age that quick. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
not the Stone Age, but pre-internet.
Trey and I were talking about it, and like he's driving a brand new F-150 that has Wi-Fi and all this shit. And I'm like, dude, it's got to be something. There's got to be a blocker here. This is
like military shit?
Heavy military ground. You got to understand, we are mere miles from a humongous base.
I know. One of the largest ammo depots, like this part of the country. I understand that, but I don't think, because dude, even I don't know, man. There's plenty of places in rural North Carolina, like West Virginia, all out there that just don't have it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Utah needs to get out there and do something about it.
Look, when on the side of the road there's a yard sign that says internet and has a phone number. Like,
Yeah, and you know
That's
what's crazy?
back in the day shit.
They're like, and it's only like 10 miles from popping society.
That's what I'm saying. Those 10 minutes off the road. And meanwhile, my phone's dying. I'm on 1%.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about his phone real quick. Okay, hold on. First of all, my man has an iPhone that still has a button. Okay, so that's old. No, that's all the people need to know. Okay, you don't need a name.
It's an iPhone 8.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It has a button.
8 is the symbol for infinity.
Still has
it
a
will
button.
live forever.
Still has a button. And the only way he can charge it is by putting it on a.
Well, the port doesn't work, so I have to put on that flat surface charger. That's how.
Yeah, he's got to put it on like the wire. They call it wireless charger, but
there's a wire hook to it.
What's
even
funnier? What's even funnier about it is that like you can't use it. So like I'd rather just have it on a regular charger so I can still use it, but you can't when it's on that little flat thing. So he's got to carry that little UFO cylinder or little coaster looking thing around with him.
Yeah, I do.
But that thing is old as shit.
And
it died. Because it doesn't have a battery.
I'm just saying, like, so what, dude? It's functionable.
And then Denny has U.S. Cellular. Like, who the fuck has that?
I didn't know he had U.S. Cellular, and when y'all were saying that, I was like, damn, son.
Boost Mobile, dude?
I thought I was limping around. Like,
he's got a damn.
This man is on crutches.
Sorry if you got that shit, but like, it's terrible.
It's just a fact.
M had that shit. She had USA. I was like, no more. Put her on mine. Made her parents switch to Verizon. I was like, I'm not gonna put you on my shit, but y'all can get your
But
own.
I'll be real. If I had it my way, I wouldn't even have a cell phone at all. I'd have my little landline. I'd have my answering machine.
Yeah, that'll work out great for you. The amount of times that you've broken down in your car.
Yeah, you know what you did back? You know what I had to do coming back from Gardner Webb?
Walk.
Yeah,
because they didn't have cell service.
Exactly, in the middle of nowhere. I walked a handful of miles to get cell phone service.
Tell them the name of that town.
I don't even remember the name of the town. I had to tell this dude what creek I was at. He's like, "Are you near such and so creek?" I said, "God, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Let me find."
So then I had to walk
the wilderness.
Walk at least a half a mile back where I was, and then walk back to call this dude again and say, "Yeah, I'm at that creek." Hey, but look, props to that guy. He knew exactly where I was.
Well, yeah, he just didn't know. Yeah,
I'm just saying. Anyway, what we got? What's next?
Yeah, the worst marketing campaign ever, man. And like we're gonna touch on this. Like Bud Light really dropped the ball here. All right, I'm just gonna dive into it.
You go ahead. You say what you gotta say.
Like, look, regardless of what you think, know your consumer.
Period.
That's it. That's it. Like, Miller Lite is probably gonna be the biggest profiter out of this.
Yeah.
Which, listen, the whole training thing and how Bud Light wanted to be inclusive and all that, like, there are way different ways to do that. Instead of blindsiding your blue-collar community and think what you want about it, you probably don't drink Bud Light if you don't like it anyway.
Yeah.
That's fine. There are millions of people who do. And it's basically just spitting in their face like, nah. Like, they didn't focus on anybody before.
It was
so
just,
why is it changing?
It was just focused on the beer and the great taste.
That's all it was.
That's it.
Just like most beer cans.
And look, what John's saying is not against being inclusive.
It's not. There's nothing against that.
But what we are saying is this is probably up there one of the biggest marketing flops of all time.
Of all time. Now, if this is a clothing brand or a makeup brand that is doing this, yes, by all means, it makes a lot of sense.
No,
That's great. But for Bud Light and who their target consumer is for the last, I don't know, fucking 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Break it down on a pie chart. How many Bud Light drinkers are in the trans community? How many? Just guess. Throw a number out. Is it more than 2%?
No shot.
Exactly. And so what you just did was catered to like 500 people versus 5 million.
So there was a quote in here that said,
you get what I'm saying?
It said, in Bud Light's effort to be inclusive, they excluded almost everybody else, including their traditional audience.
And it's as simple as that.
Because, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, because it begs the question, why? If you're being inclusive when you don't single out a group, when you just, like you said, hey, this is the brand Bud Light. It's great. Try it. It didn't say, hey, this is only for hardworking people, you get what I'm saying?
You know what would have been great?
Yeah.
is a can with every single kind of person you could imagine enjoying a Bud Light. All inclusive. Every person you could imagine.
Yeah.
All inclusive. I mean, there's an ad campaign. Pay me if you steal.
Well, no, I'm gonna.
Well,
go
Bud
ahead
Light ain't good. Bud Light's
hold on.
sunk like a
no,
ship.
no, you're walking a very fine line, my friend, because you might have not have somebody on there that is the next thing that pops out of thin air that you're not being inclusive on.
Well, fuck them.
I'm just
they're
saying
probably a
That's
minuscule
my
percentage
point.
then.
But that's my point.
But where do we draw the line?
Exactly. All like, end of the day, if you're not into making money, do that.
That's fine.
You know.
But
Anyways,
if you're into losing $5 billion in 2 weeks,
all I'm saying
do your
is
thing.
we had to address it just because it is just.
It's gonna go down in history. But you people will study about this in business school
Yeah.
for years to come.
Yeah.
Like, I hope people understand that.
You know,
This is gonna be a huge case.
because there's a
This is like the HP case. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You got to separate emotions from money. Okay, you have to be able to separate things in life, right? That's why, excuse me. That's why I'm the biggest fan of Vegas. You go to Vegas, you either win or you lose. Period.
That's it.
Period. And that's how life should be. They didn't ask me who I was, what I stand for, da 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 da. They said, "Can you place the bet?" I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am." And I put my bet out there, and I either win or lose. and there's no argument. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like if we get back to that, less people's feelings will get hurt because it just is what it is, point blank.
I get it.
But that's it. That's all I got.
And that's it. But it's gonna be
I
I just can't believe they do that shit.
honestly, I can. Like 100,000%.
The mob.
Yeah, so speaking of psychology, we're going from one way of thinking to another. Way different. Let's just think about the mob for a second. How they operate, what they do. They're based off of a way they operated back. If we're talking like Italian mafia, how they used to run things there. They had their families, they made money their own way, right? But essentially what it is a rebel society in the pits of our society, right? Or just any law-abiding society.
So yeah, so we were talking in the office about like great shows, and we were talking about basically transportation, how certain things are like highly guarded and escorted and all that shit. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like back in the day, right? Like when they would deliver the alcohol and the prohibition, and it got to talking about Chicago. And I said, well, Capone ran the show. And I said, a very underrated show is Boardwalk Empire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a different kind of mafia type thing. I guess it is a mafia thing, but
No, it's definitely a mafia thing.
just a different type from compared to like The Sopranos, which is where I got to.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's a very underrated show. Sopranos is my number one, right? I put Boardwalk behind it, right? Entourage, Eastbound and Down, Ted Lasso, on and on. And Tony Soprano, that whole show is based on like 30 minutes from where I grew up. And Trey was like, wait a minute, like that was like, I'm like, yeah, and it is still like that.
Yeah.
To this day. And we got to looking, we didn't talk about Gandolfini so much, but as to who the character was written about, which was like loosely based off two different guys, but huge mafiosos and dons in this Northeast Jersey. And like, Northeast Jersey is ruthless. Like, just ruthless. Everything is right there. Like, the Meadowlands, I was like, oh, yeah, the Meadowlands. Like, yeah, there's like these, this like swamp. It's almost like the Everglades. It's like high grass, tall grass, but it's all ocean and shit. Full of bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Full of bodies. And Tony Soprano, North Caldwell, I was like, well, yeah, like my mom, she was a waitress at this place called Sammy's. And these different mafias would eat there each night, right? So it was like Tuesdays was like the Russians, and Wednesdays the Italians, and then you had the Greeks and whatnot. And like they had their own people that they wanted to wait on them and shit. And like, I mean, they tipped nice.
Yeah.
Like, when I say my mom was a waitress, mother of five was a waitress. Like, yeah, this is at a place where you're going home with $500 minimum every night.
All just illegal money.
Yeah, very much so. And it was the most gangster place in the world. Just this white house. Google it, and it was like Sammy's, and I think it's in like Ralston, I believe was the town, is what you call it. It was right across the street from this Ralston Park where I used to play baseball at.
Yeah.
But it was, geez, shit. Had like the on the outside, right? You know, like the thing in Twister.
Oh, the cellar.
The cellar. Yeah.
The thing in Twister.
Yeah, that a lot of people had. Yeah.
Yeah.
This old house is redone, but like the mafiosos up there were fucking nuts. So.
No, it's crazy. I mean, and it will always be that. That's one of those things. Like there will always be evil, there will always be crime, there will always be X, Y, and Z. But what I respect is, I'm not condoning it, but these guys made rules and they followed them. Like they set up this whole society like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's, if you watch The Sopranos, if you see how a guy gets made, it's like, this means more than your family, than everything. This comes first. And just to think, like it's a sociology experiment.
It
is.
is.
Like you're literally, these guys have this whole other world operating inside of this, and like it's life or death the entire time. Even people that you supposedly, like, I'm your friend, we're making money together, you could kill me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just to make more money and more power.
Right.
It's a lose-lose world, but people still sign up for it. So it's like a certain.
It's weird. It's almost. I mean, it's like selling your soul to the devil is what it is.
Oh, without a doubt.
And the crazy part is like, you know, Trey's looking at me. He's like, "Damn, like, really? It's like the cops are paid off and everything." I was like, "Everything."
Everything. Well, you got a choice. You get paid off or get killed.
Take your pick. And then that got him to talk about, and this is glad. I love this part of Trey. Right? He's like, bribes. Let me tell you something about bribes. Back when I was at ECU, right? He goes into this story. I was in school, right?
Yeah.
And this teacher talks about, if you were offered a bribe, would you take it? And I said, well, all that depends on the money. Clearly. And he's like, that's
and circumstance.
Yeah. And he's like, that's what I said. And I guess it was like a bribe on like cheating on, I don't know, something not about killing nobody or nothing, right?
Yeah.
And the teacher was like $5,000, and everyone's like, "Nah, wouldn't do it. And he gets the train. He's like, "No one's gonna do that for $5,000." Just like that. That's how he answered. And she's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "What if you offered $1 million?" He goes, "You offer $1 million, I'm out, and you are too, and you know it." And she was like, "No, I don't think I would." He goes, $1 million? He goes, "You never have to do this again."
Yeah.
Dude, it goes into this whole thing. And he was like, "Dude," I said, "I bet you were tearing apart." He goes, "She didn't have an answer for me."
Yeah.
And he said, "I looked everyone in the eye." I said, "All y'all would too."
Yeah.
And that was my answer.
Simple as that, dude.
It's all that. It's the amount.
Everything has a price.
And guess what? If you're a police officer and little Jimmy can get all these toys and shit paid for by, with a blind eye.
But again, like some people, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so for me, I wouldn't fall in a fight for money, right? If I was a professional, I couldn't.
You wouldn't throw a fight, no.
No, couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. No. Now, if somebody said they'd kill me, my family, and everybody associated with me, I'd think about it real hard.
If you had to throw the fight,
it was either take the money or they do that for throwing the fight. That would make you pause.
I'm throwing the fight.
Yeah, right. But that's how they operate. But they don't look at it as a bad thing. They're like, "Hey, man,
like, this is what works."
Because if you watch The Sopranos, no, here's all that matters. You pay the boss, he gets his cut. That's all that matters. How you get that envelope does not matter.
Doesn't matter. You do your job.
And that is out of control. Like Mikey sent me a interview with Sammy the Bull.
Oh yeah.
And he was in prison forever, right? And one of these guys that lived was in a cell. The floor under him was named Cornbread. All right. And they called him that because he was a big white German bastard, like kind of a country guy, blonde hair, and just was thick as hell and killed multiple people.
Cornbread or corn-fed?
Corn-fed. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Corn-fed. But like would kill people with his bare hands, like savage.
Yeah.
But they would communicate and play chess through the pipes and the sink. So Corn-fed one day was yelling up the floor like, Sammy or whatever. He's like, blow your pipes up, blow your pipes. Like yelling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they blew the water out of the pipes, and then they would talk through it to play chess. You know how like there's like numbers and letters on chessboards?
Yeah.
You can move, rook to A6.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they would do.
So they had their own board up there, and they would move.
And he'd have it up here, he'd have it down there, and they became friends over time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like literally this one guy, like nobody would go in the yard with corn-fed.
Mm-hmm.
The yard as in going outside, outside, play basketball, whatever, because he's killed just all kinds of people in prison with bare hands.
Right.
And he asked Sammy the Bull, he's like, hey, man, come outside with me. And Sammy the Bull was like, he even mentions that he's scared, but he does it anyway. And they go out there and they play chess out there and everything's cool. Then this one day, this guy came by and started talking shit to Sammy the Bull. What's his name? Heard of it, corn-fed, whatever.
He'll go by corn-fed.
Yeah. Freaking, it's like, hey, man, we'll bring him out in the yard tomorrow. We're going to kill him.
Jeez.
And Sammy the Bull literally sits there and he's like, you know what, dude? I don't think I'm ever getting out of here. Fuck it, I'm in. And just tells him, yeah, I'm in. We'll kill him. The plan was to hold him up and just stab him in the guts. But, like, my point is that he was going to do that. Like, he's already killed all kinds of people. Like, that, the killing didn't mean shit to him.
Yeah, it's weird. They just operate on a different thing.
Didn't mean a drop. The only thing that meant something to him was staying in there until he dies. And it's just, like, to be able to grasp that concept just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Just absolutely blows my mind.
Like, mentally.
Yeah, because the first minute you do a favor for these guys, you're
That's
in.
it.
And guess what, man? The only way out is either in that jail or dead. Or you get out when you're 75 years old and get on YouTube and tell about your stories like he does.
Mm. Yeah, it's wild. Anyways, I was telling a story about how I ran a hot dog cart up there about it and saw some shit, but that's about it. Yeah, when Baltusrol, when they had the PGA Championship of Baltusrol in Springfield.
Oh, what?
Springfield, New Jersey, Baltusrol Country Club.
How do you spell that?
B-A-L-T-U-S-R, Baltusrol, O-L, Baltusrol, in Springfield, New Jersey.
Heard that.
The train dropped you off a quarter mile from the country club in Springfield, and it ran through Summit. Summit had a lot of parking. My dad got a 1-week permit through the town to put his hot dog cart
Hell yeah.
right at the entrance of the train station.
Nice.
And I'll tell you, we sold more bottles of water than we did hot dogs.
Facts.
Doesn't matter. Chief didn't like it at the time. My dad took vacation to do that.
Oh, yeah, he's a cop.
He was a cop. The chief police didn't like it. They called him Napoleon. He was 5'5". Hilarious. True story. 5'5". 5'5" little guy. He pulled up on us, and I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? Like, we're out here selling hot dogs. And he got all, oh, Matt, we're going to talk about this when you get back to the office. And Dad said, I don't give a fuck. Just like that. He left shortly thereafter.
Does the sheriff have his little hat on?
No. So up north, they don't have that. They don't wear the hats like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, so they don't wear like the.
So what did you think when you came down here and you saw the hats?
They're hilarious. You know what? No, I say, you know what? Good on them. Like that probably keeps the sun off your neck too, right?
Yeah.
It's hot. But up there, they got like the.
Honestly, the hats look
they got
pretty
like
serious.
the. You know what I mean? Like the top hat type things. My dad always had it. Like NYPD. You see NYPD.
Those short bill caps?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're.
Looking like a Civil War soldier?
Hilarious. Why you got that bill?
It ain't doing shit.
It's keeping the sun off your forehead.
Dang,
That's
dude.
it. It doesn't need nothing else. Nothing else. What a scene. I always laughed at that. And then when I got down here, I said, good for them. Got them big ass brims. Oh, it's doing its job. You wear a hat for, I mean, a lot of people wear a hat for accessories now. But like when you're in the sun, if you're working and wearing a hat, it's for one reason. Rep the logo or keep the sun out your face. That's it.
Look, speaking of hats and mafia, Boardwalk Empire, the guy who turns into Al Capone. This he's in church. Yeah, he's Catholic, obviously, and a priest comes up, whatever, and he's like, And he's all sitting there, and he's like, "You want to be somebody, right?" Or something to that effect. And Al Capone's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh." The priest does like that, and he goes, "You want to be a man, but you wear the hat of a boy." Because he had one of those little caps and not like a Don cap.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about those little brim things, like
What
reporting
are they?
for neuter, like like fucking Scouts honor shit. Like it's just not intimidating. But that was one of the illest lines of that show, because because in the show he hears that from that old man, and he's like, "God," throws his hat on the ground, and he's like, "It's on, son," and then he goes about his deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never said anything to my dad about it because it never clicked. That just clicked for me now that they wear those tiny little brim hats for what?
Yeah,
So they can show off their aviators. Fucking Chips.
I don't know.
Remember that show, Chips?
What?
Chips.
What about it?
Remember that show?
No.
What do you mean? The two motorcycle cop guys?
Oh my God, I never watched it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, my dad was a police officer. He thought it was great.
Oh my God.
We were watching that and like Delta Force.
Jeez.
Real shit. Let's go to sports, dude.
Let's do it, man.
God damn, a
wrap
lot of
it
shit has happened. NCAA, the pick'em winner, Ross Sands.
Ross Sands,
I was gonna call
congratulations.
Ross. He's cooking dinner for his wife. We took too long. It is what it is. His girl, not his wife. I'll clarify
Ooh.
that right now. His girl. To which I told him at work tomorrow I will be handing him $100 for winning the pick'em.
Nice. Congratulations.
Who the hell even won the shit?
Does it matter?
The NCAA
UConn.
Oh, UConn. Yeah, that's right.
And here's why it doesn't matter. No ACC team got there. So for me, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
I mean, that's just my thing. You got NBA playoffs now. If you're interested.
What was more even cool was the Masters.
It was. And I called John Ron winning. Just so we're clear. I didn't say it on this program because we didn't have a show. But I won my work pool.
Are you all right?
No, I lost my voice like midway
is
through
wrong
this.
with you?
I don't know.
John Rahm, what a badass. 29-year-old Spaniard. Came
Yep.
roaring back on the final day. Brooks Koepka, you pussy, fell apart again.
You think he's going to dye his hair blonde again?
Probably. Dude, listen, that whole, if you haven't seen Full Swing on Netflix, do yourself a favor.
He's
Why are you with that girl? I just have many questions for Koepka. I wish I could get him on. But John Rahm, congratulations.
Wait, what's the deal with his girl?
Oh, she's annoying as shit. Oh, boy, is she annoying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I got you. Damn, Brooksy.
Yeah, shape up, right?
You ever heard of Tiger Woods? This man lost it.
Well, let's not talk about Tiger Woods and women.
No, this is my point. That's my point. What made him fall off? His addiction to that crazy lifestyle, or not even that. Just get your shit together, dude.
Yeah, either way. John Rahm has it together.
He does.
Has it together. Awesome. What a performance. And would make a bad shot and follow it up with just a phenomenal. Damn.
You know what they call him that I did not know?
What's that?
Shout out to Pete at work.
Rombo.
No, the buoy.
I like that even better.
Because on the first hole, he double bogeyed the first hole. He talks about that.
Let me tell you a
end.
story about that.
Yeah.
So the very first hole of the Masters on Thursday, he 4-putted and double bogeyed hole number 1 of the Masters. Now he is good friends. We've come to find out with Zach Ertz and JJ Watt. And Zach Ertz sent a text message at the crack of dawn Thursday morning to John Rahm and JJ Watt, and it said, "Go get him, John." Whatever. JJ chimes in, says "Hell yeah, John! Act like you're playing with us, and you'll set the record." And then Zach Ertz sends another text and said, "That first hole green looks like a walk in the park." John Rahm, we come to find out about 15 minutes before teeing off, reads the text and goes out and 4-putts it. And afterwards, when he's excited, he's like, "Zach, I'm going to name you because you're a Super Bowl champion." He's like, "Don't ever do that again." But it's awesome. John Rahm, fun fact, big Call of Duty fan as well.
Really?
Yes. When he won the 2021 Players? No, the U.S. Open.
Uh-huh.
What are the other major that he's won?
Yeah.
They asked him how he was preparing on Sunday, and he said that he had coffee and water, and had an hour to kill time and watched his favorite team, Chicago Optic, play in the Call of Duty League.
Chicago Optic.
Yeah, that's his favorite Call of Duty team. Big Call of Duty fan, so he gamers too. I mean, he's 29 years old. Like, fall back. He's just really good at golf.
I mean, I like the guy.
I love him. He's great. Great for golf.
He learned English through rap. Did you know that?
Even better.
Because he came over and played for what, Arizona State?
He did. Yeah, Phil Mickelson's brother Tim was his coach.
Yeah.
How about that? Phil and Tim.
I mean, shout out to him, man. I just see, for me personally, when these guys win these things, I just hope their family, especially the foreigners, like their family could come. You know, because it's not always the case.
It is not always the case. His wife was there.
Yeah.
With both their boys. Beautiful family.
Yeah, because I didn't see the ending, so I didn't know if his family was there. But like, that's
his
to
wife
me,
was
I'm a
really
big
good.
family guy, so it's like I hope his family got to celebrate properly.
Well, he said the thing that got him into golf was his dad taking him to like the '97 Ryder, or whatever year it was over in Spain in the late '90s when he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
He said when his dad took him to that, that's what hooked him. Mm-hmm. He said, so if I never went to that, who knows where I'd be right now? Which is wild. And he was all about the history. He won it on the 40th year anniversary of the first Spaniard to ever win the Masters.
Oh, dude, there was a whole line of Spaniards.
Whole line, and it was his birthday that day. Like, it was crazy. All the things.
You know, what does that remind you of the episode we went through with Jamatra?
Jamatra. It's crazy.
I found some more Jamatra guys on Twitter. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. I went down a wormhole the last 3 days.
No.
Oh, dude, I got numbers flying around like fucking. What's that beautiful mind?
Well, speaking of numbers, you have softball in 45 minutes.
Yep.
And we're gonna eat.
We got to roll.
Congrats to Ross for winning.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna get back on our regular schedule. We just wanted to come back, and honestly, we were fiending being in front of this mic talking shit.
For sure.
We'll catch y'all next week.